everybody. Welcome to another episode of the Who Dat Weekly. We got a lot to talk about, from free agent signing rumors behind our current players, and of course, coaches leaving us, and of course, many more to come. Tune in on another great episode on the Who Dat Weekly. Let's hit that intro, gang. Let's go. Welcome to the Who Dat Weekly, featuring the Dirty Devs finest Christopher J. Spies live. It doesn't look like it, but I am live from my hometown, the Dirty Dell, baby. Yeah, I forgot I had a couple of backup banners at my mama's house, so I was like, you know what? I'm in town, because I'm actually in town for some parades this weekend. So hit your boy up if you want to hang out, catch the parades. Yes, I get it. It's gonna be absolutely freezing. You're gonna want to wear like 500 different kinds of coats, but I don't care. It's parade season, y'all. It's Mardi Gras season. Well, of course, I'm gonna be out there no matter what. Rain, shine, hurricanes, you name it. I'm still gonna be out there partying. Welcome to today's show, y'all. And I made some a few minor tweaks to the background that y'all see on the screen here, and let me just go ahead and show y'all. Boom! We finally have something for y'all to read and look at down below, or really just questions for you guys to follow along. And of course, I'll try to follow on the best I can. I'm still working through my little kinks here and there. I'm looking for ways to improve my channel. So I started thinking to myself, this little blank space underneath my little logo, I probably should put something there, so that way people can actually read along what I'm talking about, and that way it'll be a little bit easier for people to follow along, essentially. So there you go. I finally put it down there for y'all. So, all right. So as y'all can see down below, the first question, we're gonna go through some recent NFL hires first, especially the Cleveland Browns. I want to talk about that one for a second. That seems to be a hot topic these days, the Cleveland Browns. Why are they even a hot topic? I'll get into that in a minute. But we're going to talk about the Cleveland Browns' most recent hire, plus more NFL hires and news. We're going to be talking about Demario Davis and Alontae Taylor testing free agency. And we're going to take a quick live look at the current, and I have to emphasize that because that could change. In fact, today's news, I'll leave that to that later on. But we'll look at the Saints salary cap as of today and see what changes need to happen. So, first things first, let's talk about the first topic of today is the Cleveland Browns hiring Ravens offensive coordinator Todd Monken, and plus more NFL hires and news. So, I saw this the other day, and I didn't even think twice about it. And I was like, okay, cool. Another poor sucker who's coaching for the Cleveland Browns. And in fact, this is actually kind of fun. I should probably post this one day as a joke, because I follow this guy. I forget his name, but he posts some of the funniest content, NFL-related content I've ever seen. And he has this joke behind the Cleveland Browns. It's absolutely a doozy. He's constantly saying, "We're the Cleveland Browns." It sounds a lot, but I'll have to post a link in the description below for y'all to check out. Maybe I could use it as a joke for my own videos, just because it seems like everyone's using the same stuff from him, so he's really done something well over there. But that's not the point of this video. But the Cleveland Browns, they hired Ravens offensive coordinator Todd Monken, who has been their offensive coordinator for quite some time, I believe. And it's been stirring up a buzz because apparently this Todd Monken guy was behind trying to get Shedeur Sanders to come to Baltimore when he was with the Ravens. Now, of course, the Shedeur Sanders stands had to all come out of their woodworks and say, "Oh yeah, this is a perfect hire. He wanted him. This is gonna be a great hire. He's gonna do so well with him." I'm like, hold up, time out. Do you forget who he's coaching for? Who he's playing for? I'm talking about both Shedeur and the new coach. Now, like I said, I don't care about what the other teams are gonna do. They do what they're gonna do. They're helping their teams improve, except for the Falcons. I hope you guys fail every year. But like it's still to like acknowledge like, okay, this team this team did that, this team brought in this player, this team hired this coach, blah blah blah. Like I still want to acknowledge what's going on in the league, so that way we have a general understanding what's happening around the league, and this happens to be one of those topics. So, but for some reason, it's getting blown out of proportion that Browns fans are thinking, oh yeah, we got this guy, we're gonna be like division champs next year. I'm like, time out. Did y'all forget who you are? You are the Cleveland Browns. You are the Cleveland Browns. You guys are idiots. You guys are morons. Y'all don't know how to play football. Y'all don't even know how to coach football, for crying out loud. Come on, man. You're the Cleveland Browns. You ain't doing nothing. I don't care who you had. You could have Tom Brady over there, and he still wouldn't do nothing for the Cleveland Browns. Oh my gosh, it makes me laugh. I'm just shaking my head like, you buffoons, like, come on. Anyway, enough about the Cleveland Browns. I just had to like talk about that for a half a second, just so we could have something to talk about that's NFL related. As far as the rest of the NFL goes, and this is actually one particular hire that really made me disappointed. Was the hiring of Jari Evans by the Steelers. The Steelers hired Jari Evans away from us to be literally the same exact position group coach that is for the Pittsburgh Steelers. That really stinks, because I really think Jari Evans was definitely making somewhat of a difference for this guy, for the team, and he was definitely he's definitely someone we should be he's a valuable piece to the coaching staff, because I mean he's a Super Bowl winning offensive tackle. He's a Pro Bowler, you name it. Like, this guy, he's a legendary Saints player, and we let him go to the Steelers, of all teams. The Steelers. Come on, man. Why? Seriously, why? Like, we're trying to rebuild our offensive line, and I don't want to blow this too much out of proportion, but this is one of our guys, one of the guys that we all grew up with and watch him win a Super Bowl with the Saints, along with Drew Brees and company. Like, seriously, man. Seriously. What? Why didn't y'all try and retain him? Like, he's valuable. He's giving valuable expertise and coaching abilities towards these younger linemen that we have right now on the team. And I truly do think it's making a difference, especially I think it's rubbing off well on Kelvin Banks Jr. I think it's rubbing off well on Taliese Fuega, that Luke Fortner guy who stepped in when Eric McCoy went down for the season. Like, I think he was rubbing off pretty well. So the fact that we lost him kind of sucks, because I really think that's a valuable piece to restructuring and rebuilding that offensive line. So it really sucks. And yes, Jerry, the Saints are the black and gold. We are the only black and gold. There is nobody else. The Steelers fans, you're Steelers fans, you're idiots. Like, you think you guys have black and gold? No, you're black and yellow. Like, last I checked, my screen, like, you look at my pen back there, that's black and gold. I look at your colors, you're black and yellow, just like that song, black and yellow, black and yellow, black and yellow, black and yellow. You know what I mean? So, yeah, so it just sucks that we lost Jari Evans. I think that's a major blow to the offensive line staff in particular. So I hope he does well with Pittsburgh, but at the same time, I would rather you here helping the next generation of offensive line players for the New Orleans Saints step up to the whole new level. Now, who they're going to bring in, I really don't know. If they hire anybody that I haven't covered in this video, I'll let y'all know via Facebook or via Instagram, or really both. I'm trying to get more active on both of those kinds. If you haven't followed me on Instagram, by the way, or Facebook, if you go back in the very beginning of this episode, you'll see there are links in the very beginning of the episode, so don't forget to check that out for me. Oop, I am hitting my microphone there. So, yeah, anyway, so that kind of stuff. So that's one hire that really kind of affected us to a degree. Now, as far as what the rest of the NFL is doing, the Ravens have hired Bears offensive coordinator Declan Doyle, if that's how you pronounce his name. I don't think he did that much. I mean, yeah, sure, the Bears did really well last year offensively, but at the same time, it's not like he was lining up the field or anything like that, or helping them, that is. So anyway, so Steelers, going back to them, ironically, they hired, which I think is probably, what were y'all thinking here? Like, I have to. I'm sorry, Steelers fans. If anyone here is tuning in from Steelers Nation, I'm sorry, I'm roasting y'all here tonight because Steelers, you guys hired ex-Raiders defensive coordinator Patrick Graham. Patrick Graham, of all people. The Raiders defense stunk last year, and he hasn't been that good in a hot minute. Like, you're telling me you hired that guy? Come on, man. Come on, Steelers. You're the... Oh, I swear, the Steelers, I have a coworker at work that's a Steelers fan. I asked him, what do you think of the new hires and everything? He's like, he absolutely hates it. He absolutely hates it. And I just can't but laugh. I can't help but laugh. It's like, if he hates it, I'm certain other Steelers fans will hate it. Because, my goodness, like, why would you hire somebody from the Raiders? See, there's a rule of thumb that I would follow if I was an NFL head coach or an NFL team owner. I don't hire anybody from 3 teams: New York Jets, Las Vegas Raiders, almost said Oakland Raiders, and then the Cleveland Browns, or as Jerry says, the Cleveland Clowns. Oh God, like, see, if you hire anybody from those 3 teams, I guarantee you're gonna stink because nobody out of any of those 3 teams are good. Now, there is an exception. Like, for some reason, if you get a defensive player from the Jets, and the Saints have had a good track history about that. They got Demario Davis from the Jets, who has been one of our best Pro Bowl linebackers yet. Then you got what's that linebacker name? He won the Super Bowl with us. I think y'all know who I'm talking about. I don't know why I'm drawing a blank on his name. It's going to come back to me. You watch. But, yeah, so that guy, he won the Super Bowl with us. He was from the Jets as well. So it's like, I tell myself, well, I know we don't want to get anybody from the Jets coaching-wise, but player-wise, I'm not against that. Because it seems like anybody from the Jets that comes here ends up being really good for us. It's kind of funny. It's kind of like the reverse psychology way, where usually when one of our players who stinks for us goes to another team and does well with them, I'm like, well, what the heck? Well, now we get the reverse because, any Jets players that comes here is really good for us. I'm just saying. So, hey, Breece Hall, you're looking for a new team. I'm just saying. Yeah, anyway, so, all right, back to NFL news real quick. I'm just wasting my time roasting the Steelers, excuse me. Packers have signed general manager Brian Gutekunst. Is that, I don't know if that's German. I don't even know if I pronounced that correctly. But he was the director of football operations for Rust Ball to multi-year extensions. Cool. Vikings have fired their general manager, Kwesi Adolfo. Man, I do apologize if I'm messing up people's names. Like try saying those names 5 times fast. Vikings fired their general manager. Let's see, who else? This one's actually really funny. The Buffalo Bills have agreed to terms with Pete Carmichael, of all people, to be their next offensive coordinator. Clown alert. Buffalo, what y'all doing over there? Pete Carmichael, he's not like us Saints fans should know. He's not good unless he's with Sean Payton. When he's with Sean Payton, he's either adequate or really good. But when he was with us without Sean Payton, when we had Dennis Allen, he was trash. He's a terrible play caller. Now, I'm sure maybe he's not going to be calling plays for the Buffalo Bills. Maybe that's more of Josh Brady doing that. But at the same time, you don't want to. No, you don't want Pete Carmichael, gang. You really don't. Buffalo Bills, come on, man. You can't do that. You don't want to do that. I'm just saying. So anyway, so back on topic. Let me see what other interesting news is happening around the NFL. I think that's about everything today. Bears assistant general manager Ian Cunningham is hired as a new Falcons GM. Well, I hope you stink. Because, like I said, I hope for the worst for the Atlanta Falcons. I absolutely do not like the Atlanta Falcons. I'm still salty we got swept by those bastards, aren't those aggravating bastards? I hope we kick their butts by 50 points next season, not once but twice. Yeah, so. All right, so I think we're done with NFL news. Let's go ahead and jump into topic number 2. Is Demario Davis and Alontae Taylor testing free agency? Is Alontae Taylor and Demario Davis testing free agency? That's an interesting question. Now, the reason why I ask is because we just saw some recent posts from both of them saying they're asking for mainly Alontae Taylor asking for double figures as a safety or cornerback for the New Orleans Saints. He's obviously looking for the big money. And then you got Demario Davis, who we all know he's turning 37, 38 years old, somewhere up there. I think it's 38. But he's getting up there in age, but he sounds like he knows where he stands among the team, and it sounds like we're getting ready to move on from him. So that's why he's exploring other options for himself, which would kind of suck because I posted his stats the other day. Let me see if I can pull them up real quick. But I put his stats the other day, and just last season alone, it really shocked me how good he was. Let me pull him up for y'all real quick. Let me find him 1 second. Let's see. Yes, here we go. So Demario Davis last season alone had 64 solo tackles, which was best on the team. He had 79 assist tackles, half a sack, 2 forced fumbles, and one of them was recovered by himself. So that's pretty big. That's really good stats if you ask me. But at the same time, is he worth re-signing? Is he worth bringing back for one more year? That's the question I ask all of Who Dat Nation, all of anyone from NFL community that's tuning into this channel. Is he worth bringing back? Personally, yes. But at the same time, he might be looking for the money. Now, I'm about to discuss that in the next topic coming up, and I'll get into more details shortly after that. But at the same time, I don't know. I would love for him to come back because clearly he still has an impact on defense. But there's 2 big factors. One, his age, which I already mentioned. He's turning 38 years old, and usually when a linebacker gets up in that age, in fact, for someone who's 38, about to turn 38 this year, he looks like he hasn't lost any steam. But it was pretty evident here and there throughout the season. So, usually when linebackers or really anybody on defense gets up there in the high 30s, that's when you start slowing down, and it becomes very evident. For Demario Davis, he looks like he's ageless, but can we really chance that for another year with him? That's my question. And then the second thing, he's looking for the money. And I'll briefly touch up on this. The Saints are still in salary cap issues. Now, they're not as bad as they were the last 3 years. This year actually coming up, and I'm about to elaborate on that more. But this year, they're actually looking really good. In fact, it should be a lot easier to get under the salary cap than it is to where they were, say, last year or the year before that, where they were 50, 60 in dead cap money and all that stuff. So, again, I'm going to touch up more of that later on. So, the thing is, if he's willing to come back, would he come back under a cheaper contract? Would he be willing to sacrifice to hit the money that he is looking for to come back for 1 year and retire as a Saint? I would absolutely love that. But I don't know what his mindset is because he made it it sounded like from whoever he was interviewing with the other day, it sounds like he's willing to test out free agency, see who's willing to take him in. I guarantee anybody would be willing to take him in, but I feel that those teams will also start thinking those same questions. Would he be willing to play for a cheaper contract, and how much of his age is going to impact him? 38 years old, you don't see a whole lot of those 38-year-old linebackers running around these days. In most cases, linebackers, the average lifespan makes it sound like they're dying at 35. But the average NFL lifespan of a linebacker these days is between 33 and 35. So for him to be at 38 and still putting up great numbers, man, like it really makes you think he might be worth re-signing. But at the same time, like, my biggest fear is that let's say we re-sign him and he takes a massive step backwards. Like he goes on a massive decline the next season. Then we realize, well, we just wasted money on somebody who really should be thinking about retirement at this point. That's my biggest problem. My biggest fear. So, again, this is really up to him. We'll see what happens in the coming weeks, in the coming months, see what happens from there. But I truly think, personally, that it might be best if we move on. And that pains me to death because I love Demario Davis. He's like one of my favorite defensive players of all time. But at the same time, I'm just thinking from a logical point of view and the trajectory of the Saints right now, because the Saints are clearly, one, trying to get younger, two, get underneath the salary cap so they can afford players again, and three, it's just his time. I think it is his time, and this is the same logic applies to Cam Jordan, who I didn't include in the picture, but I think I covered him a good number of times already. But the same logic applies to Cam Jordan, who's also in a similar situation, except this time his contract is up this year. So, well, actually, technically it was up last year, but he's going to be a free agent this year. So the question for the Saints is he worth re-signing? Now, Cameron Jordan, I think maybe we could get away with a 1-year deal, and that'll be it for him. That's just me. And plus, after how he finished last year, it clearly shows that he still has a lot left in that tank. But at the same time, we have to start thinking about his replacement at some point. But anyway, moving on to Alontae Taylor. Now, Alontae Taylor is somebody I'm kind of on the fence as well. Alontae Taylor, I've seen a lot of good things, but I've seen a lot of bad things. The bad things is he gets burnt way too quickly. Like, he's a good slot corner. He's really good in that department. He's really good with the blitzes. He can blitz the crap out of y'all. He's a pretty consistent sack-getting kind of cornerback. The problem, though, is, as I mentioned, he gets beat too quickly. He sometimes loses track of receivers. He doesn't guard very well, and he's also very easily penalized. So, but I would say the good kind of outweighs the bad some. So it might be worth bringing him back. But at the same time, is he worth bringing back as well? Because if he's asking for like double-digit money, like top 5 cornerback kind of contracts, he's not going to get that with us. I don't think he will, because I don't think he's good enough to be in that conversation. And of course, it just depends on what the other free agent cornerbacks are doing in the league right now. But at the same time, like, I don't think he's up there among those players that deserves a high-paying contract. I think he deserves a mid-tier contract, but I don't think he's going to accept that. So it really just depends on what the Saints do with him. So, and those things I'm just curious about what they're going to do with him. Now, Pete Werner, I know I put him in my little thumb there too. So you probably wonder, why did you include Pete Werner there? Well, I think Pete Werner, I think his time here is done. I don't think he's not great. Like when he was under Dennis Allen's defense, I think that he flourished really well in the Dennis Allen's defense. There's no doubt about that. But we're under Staley's Dan Staley's defense, something like Staley's defense. We're under Staley's defense now, and it was pretty noticeable that he got cooked pretty quickly, and he just was not adjusting really well. Even though he was one of the better linebackers on this team, but at the same time, he might be somebody we might have to consider trading him to another team. And plus, he's not like one of the top 5 most paid players on this team right now. So there's that. So he still has value to him. But at the same time, who's actually going to be wanting to have him? I mean, I'm sure somebody's willing to have him at some point. I don't know who, but time will tell on that one. So, yeah, so there's a lot of questions to ask surrounding those 3 particular players, if you want to include Cam Jordan. Yeah, so those 4 particular players. I feel more confident that Demario Davis could come back, but at the same time, he could not. So, Cam Jordan, I think he's more likely to come back. Maybe he might play for a cheaper deal. Alontae Taylor, that's a guy I don't see coming back. Pete Warner, he might be someone who might be on the trade block this offseason. So it really just comes down to Demario Davis and Cam Jordan. What are you two going to do this offseason? I don't know. Despite what's going on, the Saints will be back bigger, better, stronger than ever. Absolutely. I can't wait for that. So now to discuss, now that we have those topics covered, let's take a quick look at the Saints salary cap as of now. So let me see if I can switch screens for you guys real quick. Give me 2 seconds, y'all. Okay. What is that? I don't know what that is, but okay. Now, just to remind y'all, the numbers I'm about to show y'all are as of today. These can change because the NFL just recently announced that the let's see what they said here real quick. They said that where is it? I'm sorry. The projected increased salary cap for every single team is about to increase to between $301 million and $305 million. So that's going to help the Saints out big time. So the numbers I'm about to show y'all are really not up to date right now. So that could change. All right, here we go. Transition. There we go. So, okay, so they don't have the overall number, but I memorized it by heart at this point. So currently the Saints are $41 million in dead cap money. No, I'm sorry. No, they're in the negatives of $41 million. So they're like 31st overall. In terms of dead cap, they have like $90 million to go, but that's because Derek Carr has taken up a majority of that contract. Thanks a lot, Derek Carr. But at the same time, I think this year might be the last time we have to worry about that because he's obviously not coming back in the NFL anytime soon. He's still retired, last I checked. So I think we'll be in the clear for that. So nothing to worry about in that department. So as y'all can see, Taysom Hill, Demario Davis, Cam Jordan are the top three people that are about to enter free agency. And so like Taysom Hill is a curious question because I don't know what he's planning on doing. And technically this is his last year, so it's just these three guys who are going to be free agents. These numbers that you see here are going to be poof, gone. So once they're gone, it's not going to hurt us as much. So in fact, our cap hit right now, which is at negative $41 million, is going to drastically drop. And with the recent news of the projected salary caps for each NFL team, it's going to drop even further to like negative $21 million or something like that, which is pretty significant too. So I really like that. Now, but we still have to find ways to like get under that. One second, I'm about to choke to death. It's much better. Okay. So there's a few factors that the Saints... Oops, I'm looking at the wrong thing. There's a few factors that we need to look at for the Saints. So we have to start thinking about Foster Moreau. I don't think he's going to come back. Like, he was hardly a factor this year. Julian Blackmon, I know we re-signed him just recently on a one-year deal. Excuse me. Players that I have most interest in seeing if they bring back or restructure would be Chase Young. Now, he's going to be with us for a few years, which is good, but I think he might be one of those restructure casualties here. Alontae Taylor, we already discussed him. Like, I think he might be gone after this off season. Let's see, who else is on this list? Okay, are these just free agents? Okay, these are just free agents. That's why I'm not seeing him. Okay, gotcha. But players that are still under contract. Alvin Kamara, Chase Young, and then somebody else I can't remember. But we're going to get to the point to where these guys probably should get their contract restructured so that we can get underneath the cap. And I'll let Mickey Loomis and the company worry about that for the long run. So, but with that being said, it'll be interesting to see what they do here. So these are the current numbers of free agents that are being let go. We have negative $41 million in cap space right now, and that could drop to as far as $21 million with the new projected salary cap for each and every NFL team, which is a huge help for the Saints. And of course, potentially losing these top 3 guys here: Taysom Hill, Demario Davis, Cam Jordan. Those 3 guys, once they're off our payroll, depending on what they do with them, it's going to be interesting. So, and with them off the payroll, potentially they might either retire or they might go to another team. I don't know what they're planning on doing with them. That's going to help us diminish that cap hit even further. So, like, this year entering for the Saints, this year's going to be beneficial as far as cap space goes, because we need to get under the cap at some point. We've been going over the cap for as long as I've been alive, and I have never seen a team be below it. With these projected caps, with these projected players either leaving or retiring or being traded happening, and plus the salary cap going under, it's gonna help us finally get out of that being the top bottom 5 worst teams in cap space right now. So, like, if that all happens, we'll be like 7th worst, maybe. Yeah, 7th worst at this point. So, it's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting to see where they go from here. So, yeah. So, anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed tonight's episode. Yeah. So, yeah. I think that's all I got for tonight's show. My brother is calling me. I do apologize, y'all. But yeah, so like I hope you guys enjoyed tonight's show. I'm a little scatterbrained this evening. A lot happening tonight. So, but thank you all for tuning in, and I guess I'll talk to you guys later. And also, please stay warm. It's gonna be freezing this weekend again. So until next time, I'll catch you guys later. Who dat, baby?
K Gates, you are the savior. We yelling black.